This customer called 911 because they smelled gas right by their fireplace. The fire department came out with a gas detector and located it at this log lighter tee, which then prompted the gas company to come out and turn the gas off. And that's when I came out and verified that it was leaking at this tee, and I removed the tee, and for now we're going to cap it. The customer said they never use their fireplace, or they don't know if they even want to keep it. In the meantime, while they're making their decision, I need to get their gas turned back on so they can have hot water and run heat. So to do that, I shut off the valve to the furnace and the water heater, and I come out to the meter, which is in a tough spot. It's right in this holly bush here, so I had to do some crawling to get to it. So I'm going to disconnect the meter so that I can run an air test and make sure that the line that I cap is properly sealed and holds pressure for 15 minutes to verify that there's no leaks, so that the gas company can come back and turn the gas back on. Everyone's process may be different for this depending on where you're at, but this is the process we have. They want to see it holding 15 psi for 15 minutes, so that's what I'm going to do. Now, as I mentioned before, capping the lines is just a temporary thing while they wait and figure out what they want to do. Most likely what will happen is we'll just come back with a new log lighter tee, reinstall it, check to make sure everything works properly, and then have someone patch the sheetrock behind us. So I recently got this M12 inflator from Milwaukee. Super convenient, beats hauling a compressor anywhere, and isn't nearly as loud, which is nice. And while I get this pumped up, I wait and make sure that it holds pressure. As soon as I know that it's not holding pressure anymore, that verifies that there's no leaks. I let it sit for 15 minutes, and as long as it doesn't drop after those 15 minutes, and the gas company has verified that, we can get the gas meter tied back in and turn the gas back on. In this case, the fire department and the gas company had came out over a week and a half before I ever got here. So the customer had been without hot water for 7 to 10 days. Thankfully, it hasn't been super cold here, so they didn't need to run the furnace at all, but I'm sure they were getting sick of those cold showers. It's actually kind of funny because, you know, as a plumber, you get a lot of no hot water calls, and it is pretty crazy the difference in how people handle it. You'll have some people that really couldn't care less about not having hot water. Like, it seems like somewhat of a slight inconvenience to them, but it doesn't really change or affect their day-to-day life. And they just sort of patiently wait and know that eventually they'll get hot water back. And you'll have some people that lose their minds over it, which I mainly see this like from tenants working in rental properties, which I get it. I love a hot shower as much as the next guy, but I swear not having hot water has to be one of the #1 curators of making a Karen, because that is by far the most common time I ran into people like that, is about no hot water. But once I get this hooked up and the gas company comes and turns the gas back on, I open up the valves for the water heater and the furnace, relight the pilot for the water heater so they can get hot water. That's it. Thank you for watching.